Guess who's back? It's your boy Art, my sidekick Blue. Welcome to another edition of Time to Tell the Truth. What we're doing today is we're going to address the elephant in the room, Blue.
Yes, sir.
The elephant in the room is DEI. Coming to you live. Y'all know what to do. Like and share the page. Put your cash apps up. Share. Like. Comment. You'll get a cash app. Y'all know how we do this. We about to get it popping.
You already know it's time to tell the truth. Give us a call, 704-449-6563. Add highlight or add everyone and like the page. Put your cash apps up. You can watch us live as well at blow_704. Now we at Time to Tell the Truth podcast. All one word, Time to Tell the Truth podcast. Tonight's topic is, let's address the elephant in the room, DEI and immigration.
Yeah, wow. This is going to be a real big topic because most people, Blow, they think they done lost something by losing DEI. You ain't lost nothing. I had people calling me and texting me all week long talking about that they done lost their civil rights. But when I asked them what civil right did you lose, nobody can answer me.
To me, DEI, I think anytime they do something in favor of us, we got to always pay attention to who it disadvantages.
Right, exactly.
I mean, it's a lot of things that they do for us that if they did for other races, or that we swear they've been doing for other races all this time, and we play the victim to it.
Right. Yeah, we always playing the victim to it. We got some stuff that we're gonna show you tonight. What we're gonna do is educate you about DEI, since most people don't know, Hey, what's up, TY? We see you out there.
What's going on, TY?
Much love and peace. That's TY Plier. Anybody want to read some good books? TY Plier, look him up on Facebook, Play Tie. You can look him up on that, and we'll put something in the description at the end of the show telling you how you can get in touch with him. He's an author and he's a writer. And man, y'all how to support him. Go support my man TY, okay? TY, if you want to, just put your stuff in the comments. Hey, what's up, JT, Joe? We see you out there, Kelvin. Hey, we thank everybody for joining in. We talking about DEI tonight. Because like I told you before, I had so many people this week, man, my phone wouldn't stop ringing. I'm telling you. They were telling me they done lost their civil rights, they done lost everything. I'm like, what is this? So we decided to do some investigating. We got a couple of clips. We got some clips we're going to show you. We're going to stop it every now and then so y'all can have some comments. Like I say, like and share the page, throw your cash outs up. And we definitely going to get this thing popping. We're getting a few more people time to get in the queue, while we do this.
Yeah, but make sure you hitting the share button, share, so we can get this out. Me and Art this week, this is just going to be educational purpose. It's a lot of things that be tied up in this stuff. A lot of times it's easy to watch the news and see what they say and try to paint somebody to be the bad guy, but we never take the time to look into this stuff and what it really says on the inside.
Right, absolutely. You might read a headline and might read something, but down in there, man, I'm telling you, that's the real stuff. Hey, what's up, Kyle Mile? We see you out there. Thanks for joining in. Again, our topic today is DEI. We want to make sure we cover this extensively, simply because people don't know what's happening. I've had people, like I say, tell me, you lose your civil rights. You ain't lost nothing. Actually, you gained, and we're going to show you how you gain. Just stay with us and bear with us through all this, through the video clips we're getting ready to show you. Man, you will blow your mind as to what's going on out here. Shout out to my wife. If she's watching, get on here, watch the show, like and share.
One of the very first things that President Trump did upon assuming the office once again was to sign an executive order ending all DEI programs within the federal government. This directly undid something that Joe Biden put in place on his first day in office. You see, all the way back on January 20th of 2021, one of Joe Biden's first actions was to sign Executive Order 13985 titled, quote, Advancing Racial Equity and Support for Underserved Communities Through the Federal Government. This innocuous enough sounding directive ordered the entirety of the executive branch of the U.S. government to set up DEI goals and DEI initiatives. What this meant in practice is that every agency throughout the federal government, they had to submit something known as an equity action plan. these equity action plans, they detailed how that particular agency was going to further DEI objectives, usually by setting up quotas, DEI offices, hiring DEI quote unquote experts, and so on. And so you had government agencies ranging the gamut from transportation to airline safety to the military to nuclear waste management. They all set up these DEI practices. And of course, this was actually mirroring what was already happening across the entirety of corporate America. And after 4 years of such policies, both in corporate America as well as in the government, the end result was exactly what you'd expect. An example of what the end result looked like was this report here, showing that corporate America overwhelmingly hired people of color. In 2021, out of the 300,000 new jobs that were added in Fortune 100 companies, 94% went to people of color. Likewise, you had this other report right here, which came out of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, showing that by 2023, American-born workers had lost more than 1.3 million jobs, while foreign-born workers gained 1.2 million jobs during that very same period of time. And so all this was great unless you happen to be a white, straight, American-born male. For many jobs, these policies.
All right, we're going to stop this right here for a second. Did y'all hear what the guy was saying? He was talking about the DEI, the policies. He showed the policies and all of that, man. But the policies, it took out what? 1.3 million jobs went to foreign-born.
Foreign-born.
Right. They gained that many jobs. But the people that was already here, they lost what? 1.2 million jobs. Okay, now, people of color, it was talking about these jobs going to people of color. Did y'all really know that only 4% of the job went to black people?
Yeah, it's more people of color than just black people.
Exactly. You think all the black people is all the people of color? Only 4%. As a matter of fact, do you know who profited more from DEI? Do y'all really understand who profited from DEI? White women profited more than anybody from DEI. As a matter of fact, black people came in fifth. We're going to show you that later. In DEI, in profiting from DEI. You only made up 4% of the jobs. My theory is this, okay? We can take, if we, in corporate America, so many black millionaires and billionaires, how come them guys didn't hire some executives? I wonder who Oprah Winfrey's accountant is. Oh, I know. As a matter of fact, I got a picture of him. We didn't load it up, but I could have. I can tell you that right now. What's going on, Willie? We see you out there, Glenn. Yeah, I'm telling you, I could have. So while we running around telling people that we losing stuff and ain't getting anything under DEI, you got the same people over there hiring other people to run their practices. What about Steve Harvey? Who's his accountant? I mean, come on, man. Tell me who these people accountants is, who their executive producers is. They got enough money to hire whatever diverse they want to. But I guarantee you start looking around in their backyards and you'll start to see who's doing these positions. I ain't got nothing against nobody, but I'm saying we hollering about something and we mad about something that really don't even pertain to us that much. I'm telling you. So we're going to get on with this clip, okay? And we're going to finish showing you about the DEI. For y'all that came in late, we're talking about DEI tonight. Why it's not really profiting black people as much as you think. And we're showing you, we're going to educate you on what's going on. You didn't lose anything. You didn't lose a civil right. You hadn't lost it. Matter of fact, I feel like you gained something, Blo.
We're going to look into it.
All right.
Really tilted the scales against you. And while the proponents of these policies say that this was a necessity in order to, as they say, right historical wrongs, the fact of the matter is that these were discriminatory policies that explicitly gave preferential treatment to some people over others based on immutable characteristics such as gender, race, and or sexual orientation. Even if you agreed with the goals of these programs, the fact that they were illegal under the civil rights framework of American law was kind of undeniable. And actually, whether or not President Trump rolled these programs back using that executive order, well, they were already getting successfully challenged one after another in the court of law. As just one example of what I mean by that, let's take the case of San Francisco. Roughly 3 weeks ago, the city of San Francisco, they decided to settle a long-standing lawsuit. And in so doing, they're going to be ending their taxpayer-funded Transgender Guaranteed Income Program. And I do want to just quickly repeat that for added emphasis. San Francisco, the city, had a taxpayer-funded transgender guaranteed income program. This program of theirs, it was started back in the year 2022, and its stated purpose, at least according to the mayor's own website, was to, quote, provide low-income transgender San Franciscans with $1,200 each month up to 18 months to help address financial insecurity within trans communities. And so basically, if you happen to be a transgender person living in San Francisco, and if your take-home income was less than 30% of the median income in the area, you would qualify for a $1,200 monthly prepaid debit card, and you could get that card refilled for upwards of a year and a half. The program, it was announced in November of 2022, and the funds, they began to get dispersed 3 months later in January of 2023, which is great. But I'm sure that as you're hearing about this program, if it's your very first time hearing about it, you very likely have a simple question, which is, what would stop someone from just declaring themselves to be transgender in order to claim the money? They wouldn't have to change anything physically. They would just have to check a checkbox on a form and make the claim that they're trans. And so right away, there's a logical problem, a problem of proving that you actually qualify. Furthermore, if already the whole thing sounds discriminatory, it actually got a bit more discriminatory. You see, an organization called Judicial Watch, which is a, you can say, conservative legal watchdog group based out of DC, they filed a Freedom of Information Act request against the city government of San Francisco in order to get their internal communications regarding this program. And once those documents actually came to light, it was revealed that there was a racial component to this program as well. Up on your screen is one of the documents that came out of the city government from this Freedom of Information Act request. It doesn't have a date, but the title of this particular document is Mayor's Office of Housing and Community Development Prepaid Card Policies and Procedures. And here's specifically what these procedures state, quote, selected participants in this program will identify as transgender and extremely low income. Within this population, there will be a specific focus on Black and Latinx transgender women.
All right, so I want to say something about this. So my whole problem with this is not only do they give out free taxpayer money to people for identifying as just being transgender,
Right.
but you got to be Black or Latino.
Right.
So
exactly.
if you're a white man and you're a transgender, then you don't qualify for the funds.
Right.
I mean, now what kind of sense do this make? This show us right now what they try to do to people of color,
Right.
family, the household.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Now, how does you just give one group of people some money? You got everybody else out there. To me, I'm saying the whole doggone thing about this was only about transgenderism. I'm telling you, it's all about transgenderism. That's why they took it out of there. The DEI, that's what it was about. We're going to get to some of the comments.
Well, we're showing you what the news, see what the news say and what the truth is two different things.
Exactly.
And I think you get your information from the news.
Yeah.
Let me see what we got. Yeah, I'm trying to get it up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. A lot of false bills. Yeah, he had a lot of false bills. All right.
The book. You better clean the book.
Yeah, he sure better.
Let me get back into this comment.
Okay.
I want you to tell me what's going on. Are we dumb? Everything that we are going working fields. Well, I mean, my whole thing is, man, well, you had a better chance of going back in the field up under the last people.
Well, I'm talking, and there ain't nothing wrong with the field. Let me tell you something. Ain't nothing wrong with the field as long as they're paying a living wage. That's the problem. I think if you would pay everybody $25 and $30 an hour or $30, $35 to go in the field, you wouldn't have no problem getting nobody out there. That's my point. When you pay people a living wage, you can get it. But what do they want to do? They want to undercut the wages and bring people in. We're gonna talk about immigration today, but we're gonna stick with what we got going on about this DEI right now, because so many people think they done lost something with DEI.
Yeah, exactly. It's not making.
Make it make sense.
That's how Democrats do business. Is that?
Yeah, that's how they do business.
Well, we ain't gonna repeat that N word on the show, sir.
Yeah.
Go back under the field, man. You a military man yourself. You know
Yeah.
better
Well,
than that.
that's been the whole threat. Somebody threatened to send you back in the field. You can't go back in the field. Ain't nothing to go back to. To be honest with you, you can't pick cotton. They got machines to do that. We stressed that on the last show, bro. Ain't nothing you can do.
And I keep telling you, you act like the workers is any good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, if I was in the charge of a field, hey, I wouldn't want none of y'all out there. Especially none of the ones work for me. I don't want none of them out there working for me.
Well, I mean, you could get workers. The fields will be overran if you pay them something. If you pay them more than $10 an hour, you can get somebody to do the job. And that's a fact. But we're going to get back into this because we're trying to educate you today on this DEI because so many people call me, text me, man. I was just flooded this week with all this stuff.
Meaning that even if you're a San Franciscan transgender, if you happen to be a white male, well, you still would be ranked lower. There was another document that came out, which not only reiterated this race-based priority system, but also went even further by setting up actual quotas based on gender and race. This document here, titled Guaranteed Income Program for Transgender People, it also came out of the tranche of documents, and it said the following in part, quote, the program will prioritize enrollment and retention of BIPOC, meaning Black, Indigenous, people of color, trans and non-binary people who also engage in survival sex trades, living with disabilities, elders living with HIV and AIDS, undocumented, monolingual Spanish speakers, formerly incarcerated, and unhoused and marginally housed. The program enrollment will ensure the 55 participants are 66% BIPOC, at least 30% Black trans women, and at least 20% Latinx trans women. Again, what this meant in practice is that even if you were transgender, if you also happen to be a young white man, you would be significantly deprioritized to get into this government program. And if all this sounds like
yeah, let me say something about this, man. I want to say something about this DEI. Judge Joe Brown, if y'all ever looked at any of his clips, he went over the whole thing and all the stuff. He was part of the framework of the civil rights. They talked about if you added something like this back then, they talked about it. It would create reverse racism. That's what DEI actually ultimately created, was reverse racism. Now you hear the man talking about people, you're going to hear him talk about people were starting to sue and win those lawsuits simply because DEI presented reverse racism. Now a young white man couldn't qualify for nothing. I mean, not even if he was transgender. That's what the man was just now saying. So, when you create that, now it disadvantages us because the young Black man couldn't get nothing. He was last on the list. We're going to show you that too.
out and out illegal discrimination, well, you wouldn't be alone in thinking that. In fact, a group of San Francisco taxpayers thought exactly that, and they filed a lawsuit against the city government of San Francisco. Specifically, in January of last year, January 2024, Judicial Watch filed a lawsuit on behalf of the San Francisco taxpayers against the San Francisco mayor, against the city treasurer, as well as the director of San Francisco's Office of Transgender Initiatives. Their legal argument was that the Guaranteed Income Program for Trans People, otherwise known as the GIFT, GIFT program, had preference-based qualification criteria that violated the Equal Protection Clause of the California Constitution. Now, the Equal Protection Clause in the California state constitution, it pretty much mirrors the same clause in the federal constitution. Here is specifically what it says in the state constitution. Quote, the state of California shall not discriminate against or grant preferential treatment to any individual or group on the basis of race, sex, color, ethnicity, or national origin in the operation of public employment, public education, or public contracting. And then it's really worth mentioning that later in that same subsection, it has another point which reads as follows, quote, for the purpose of this section, state shall include but not necessarily be limited to, the state itself, any city, county, or any other political subdivision or governmental instrumentality of or within the state. Meaning that, as a practical matter, the city government of San Francisco was definitely covered by the limitations set out in this clause. And indeed, roughly a year after the case was filed, the city of San Francisco, they capitulated and decided to settle. The settlement agreement was made public. You can see it up on your screen for yourself. And basically, what the government agreed to were the following three terms. Firstly, they agreed to cover the taxpayers' attorney's fees and related costs, which amounted to roughly $3,250. Secondly, the city will discontinue their guaranteed income program. And then lastly, the San Francisco city government, they agreed to not create any new programs of this type, meaning that after the settlement, they can't just go and create a new program with a new name, but that still had the very same eligibility criteria. Basically, the program is dead. Now, while probably the recipients of these gift cards are not thrilled with this result, the president of Judicial Watch, he released a statement saying that he's pleased with the results and that this is a win for the rule of law. Quote, "This settlement is a huge victory for taxpayers who oppose taxpayer-funded woke racism and transgender extremism. This settlement agreement puts a stop to the illegal use of taxpayer money to hand out free cash to transgender individuals based on race and sex in blatant violation of California's Constitution." And I really want to reiterate here that this victory was not just a standalone. This was part of a growing trend. Anti-discrimination lawsuits of these types against DEI programs were proving successful one after the next. I mean, even just for Judicial Watch themselves, this was not the first lawsuit of this type that they won just in the state of California alone. Back in 2022, Judicial Watch, they likewise won 2 court battles against California's so-called gender quota for corporate board laws. They had 2 laws on the books. The first was called SB 826, and it required all publicly held corporations that were headquartered in California that they must meet a quota of female board members or face fines. But actually, to be more specific, because this was California after all, the law, it specifically required that every publicly held corporation that's headquartered in California had to have at least one director who, quote, self-identifies her gender as a woman on its board of directors. And it also stipulated that if the board was larger, they might actually be required to have up to 3 self-identified women on the board in order to avoid the fine. Then the second law, it was called AB 979, and it required those same corporations to meet an additional quota for board members based on race and sexual orientation. Meaning, essentially, that if you had a company that was headquartered in California and you were doing your job interview processes, you actually had to take into consideration the applicant's race, gender, and sexual orientation. And again, if this sounds patently illegal,
Go ahead, Ron.
Absolutely. And that was the very thing that the Civil Rights Act did, was tell you not to discriminate, not to hire nobody based on this kind of stuff. And that's exactly what DEI put right back in there. That's what we're trying to tell you. You didn't lose anything. You actually gained something, man. That is crazy.
Well, we're sitting up there showing you right now the documents that show that they only hire people based on sex, race, and
Exactly.
gender.
That was their policies. And I'm saying, yeah, right.
But that's the same thing that civil rights was about.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the same thing that it was about. You know, it was based on race, gender, all of this. That's what DEI was all about.
Reverse racism at its finest.
At its finest. That's it. Hey, Chef Florida Boy, we see you.
They blind the public with the name, so most people assume this was actually put in place, actually help everyone.
Yeah, exactly. And it wasn't to help everyone. That wasn't to help everyone. That's why they could come up with a deal to where transgender people, all you had to do is identify as transgender. You get $1,200.
Yeah, and you get a job on any major board in California.
Yeah, absolutely.
All
That's
you gotta
crazy.
do is identify as a woman.
Right.
You,
Come on, man.
You get the job.
Based on nothing
you
else.
just need to go to California and say we women and we can get the job on the highest boards in any business,
Yeah,
any board
absolutely.
in California.
That's crazy, man. And that's what I'm saying. So to wipe out all of this stuff, what all that stuff does, it takes all that stuff out of there. That's all it does. You don't lose nothing about your civil rights. This is Education Day right here. We teaching you something. Okay, it'd be good to pay attention to what's going on, the facts, because they do matter. You know, and people out here talking about they done lost something, they ain't nothing they lost to me.
Nope.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And there's also another bill that is even here to help black people.
Absolutely, it's not here to help no black people because you're going to fall short on the list. Oh, we're going to get to that. Go ahead, Blow. Let's roll the tape. Yeah.
Well, that's DEI in a nutshell. Judicial Watch, they sued the state of California on behalf of several California residents. And in both of those two cases, they won, with the courts striking down both laws as being unconstitutional. And so the point that I'm really trying to get across here was that DEI, it had its moment, but it was always discriminatory by its very nature. And even though it took a bit of time for all these different lawsuits to make their way through the system, now that it's been 4+ years, the lawsuits are bearing fruit. Local governments are now being forced to stop these discriminatory practices, while at the same time, corporations are also being forced to stop these practices and dish out significant payments to the people who they discriminated against. And so all this brings us right back to President Trump. And it shows us that his executive order to end federal DEI programs was not an anomaly. It was actually part of a growing national trend. However, and this part is quite interesting, the individuals in these federal agencies are not just taking these developments lying down. For instance, some agencies, they are reportedly just renaming their DEI departments to different innocuous sounding names in order to try and float under the radar. Others are getting even more creative. For instance, up until January 21st, Miss Lisa Boykin was listed as the Chief Diversity Officer within the ATF. However, on January 22nd, her position was changed on the website to simply read Senior Executive. Another interesting example was made public by Senator Ted Cruz. He posted this redacted all-hands email, which included some interesting, you can say, federal rebranding. Here's what it said, quote, "As we move into 2025, we plan to change our office names. The Office of DEI will be known as the Office of Access, Culture, and Opportunity. DEI itself will be known as the Collaborative Opportunities for Research Engagement. The DEI lead will be known as the Access, Culture, and Opportunity lead," and so on and so forth. There's like 7 of these different name changes. Now, the only problem with this approach is that for the past 4+ years now, these DEI programs were done all completely out in the open. And so everything is within the public record. There really is no point in trying to obfuscate something that can simply be looked up either on federal payroll records or by simply looking at the Internet archives. And along that very line, the Trump administration, they sent out a notice to all federal offices warning in any contract description or personnel position description since November 5, 2024 to obscure the connection between the contract and DEIA or similar ideologies. Please report all facts and circumstances. There will be no adverse consequences for timely reporting this information. However, failure to report this information within 10 days will result in adverse consequences. And they leave it up to your imagination to guess what those consequences might be. And so there you have it. If you'd like to read more regarding these different lawsuits,
yeah, they'll put the description down there in the back. Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. Man, the thing is terrible. You know what I mean?
Well, just Democrats never do nothing just for black people, even though they swear it come election time. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I get into this all the time with my wife. Democrats hadn't done anything. You know what I'm saying? We talk about that all the time because she likes a Democrat. But Democrats, you can't never show me nothing that they've done good for you. DEI wasn't a good practice. It's been struck down in all the courts even before President Trump even signed the executive order.
Yeah, it's reverse racism.
That's what it leads up to, is reverse racism. You as a black person don't even come high on the list. I think you're a number 5.
Because they use it saying DEI is something to make sure that black people have an equal opportunity. But they use the black people as the umbrella to hire a whole bunch of Latinos, Hispanics, and Indians, and Asians,
and everybody else. We only make up 4%. We getting ready to show you a clip in the order of which this DEI comes to pass. We definitely gonna show you that.
Hold on, give me a second.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we have to understand, man, that these people have been tricking us, bamboozling us, and everything else for the longest, and we actually tired of it.
Here we go.
White women are the largest recipients of DEI initiatives, comprising 63% of DEI hires. Following them are Latino and Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, Native Americans, disabled Americans, veterans, LGBTQIA+ individuals, and African Americans, who make up just 4% of DEI positions. This data challenges the common narrative around DEI. While often framed as programs that predominantly uplift marginalized groups, the reality shows that white women have been the group to benefit most. Now, President Trump has taken decisive action by officially ending DEI practices in government hiring. He emphasized the importance of fairness, stating, "Every man and woman should have the opportunity to go as far as their hard work, individual initiative, and competence can take them." While many see this as a victory for meritocracy, it raises questions about how this change will impact the workforce, especially white women, who stand to lose the most. Critics argue that eliminating DEI could hinder progress toward inclusivity in the workplace, but supporters say it's a necessary step to ensure equal opportunity is based on merit, not mandated quotas. What do you think? Is this the end of DEI as we know it, or the start of a fairer system for all Americans? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates. The U.S. Department of Labor has revealed the truth about who benefits most from diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, and the findings may surprise you. According to the data, white women are the largest recipients of DEI initiatives, comprising 63% of DEI hires. Following them are Latino and Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, Native Americans, disabled Americans, veterans, LGBTQIA+ individuals, and African Americans, who make up just 4% of DEI positions. This data challenges the common narrative around DEI. While often framed as programs that predominantly uplift marginalized groups, the reality shows that white women have been the group to benefit most. Now, President Trump has taken decisive action by officially ending DEI practices in government hiring. He emphasized the importance of fairness, stating, "Every man and woman should have the opportunity to go as far as their hard work, individual initiative, and competence can take them."
Hey, that joker said disabled Americans.
Yeah,
I'm
telling you, man, we don't come close. So I don't know why we raising all of this sand out here, man. You don't even come close, dog, man, dog.
That don't make no sense. Oh my bad, let me get that back.
Yeah,
wow, that's crazy. Of course, it's white women. Yeah, that's exactly. That's what you call diversity.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, 64% of the DEI hires is white women, and Trump reversed that.
Yeah, he reversed that. So you mad at the guy that did some good? That's what I'm trying to say, man. We have to pay attention out here as to what's really going on.
This is a woman dancing got me. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. We trying to show you something, man, because people, I told you, they blew me up this week, man. I couldn't even get my phone laid down, bro. It was still jumping off the hook saying it lost something. And I had to get into it real good to understand what was going on. Listen, man, you ain't lose nothing. DEI is good that it's out the door. It didn't benefit us, none.
They hate every move you make.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
they don't even understand. They just listen to Whoopi Goldberg and D.L. Hughley and Charlemagne and
Oprah Winfrey and all these people. I looked up Oprah Winfrey. I found out who her accountant is. She just changed her money man. I got a picture of him. He's white. I'm just telling you, man, come on, man. These people ain't giving opportunities. We got enough black people, okay, to give opportunities needed. You wouldn't even need nobody white to give you an opportunity
my
in the
thing
executive
is,
field.
you can call it what you want to call it.
Yeah.
But one thing about it is, don't nobody deserve no position just because of how they look. You got to be qualified.
Exactly.
You got to be qualified.
Yeah.
Man, I'm the boss in my job. I feel like I'm the most qualified for the job. I'm not no DEI hire.
Exactly. He worked his way up
I work
on
my
merit.
way. That's on merit.
Exactly.
It's based on merit.
Yeah.
That's it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, put the work in. That's it.
He wants white men. I don't agree with that statement. I don't agree with he wants white men in full control. No, he wants some competent people. I mean, really, to be honest with you, bro, I can't understand why people can't see for the last 4 years that they had some doggone lunatics running this country.
Yeah, and I can't even get nobody to even agree that Kamala wasn't the most qualified candidate.
Well, you got me to agree. She was not nowhere near qualified.
No, she was not. That lady cackling going on that people don't even want to show up to the man's funeral because Trump there. Now, what kind of woman you need to run a country that's got an attitude like that?
Right.
Did all this with a quote unquote black woman beside him.
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely. He did all of that with a black woman right beside him.
Talking DEI is terrible. Well, I mean, look it up. We just showed you the stuff in writing.
Yeah.
San Francisco got a whole lot of bill over there that give transgenders $1,200 a month.
And all you have to do is what? Say you're transgender?
Yeah, but look, but this is the reverse racism in it.
Yeah.
If a white man is really a trans,
He can't
get the money.
Yeah, he can't get it. Yeah.
I mean, that's reverse racism at its finest.
At its finest. That's what DEI did. We already had laws on the book about discrimination. It was called a civil rights bill. It already covered everything that you needed. It already gave hiring practices to companies and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It already said that you can't be discriminated against due to race or this or this.
Yeah, color, religion, all of that stuff. It already said
And
that.
I got people posting on Facebook saying that that's what Trump did. Oh, he just changed the law to say that that they can discriminate against you.
Yeah, I know, man.
No, that's the opposite.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know where you get your information. I don't know what you're reading. We just gave you the facts. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's horrific.
Yeah, it's horrific.
Biden told us in his early political days he don't like black people. Yeah, and they went and voted him in.
Yeah.
He won by a landslide.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gas went up, food went up, everything went up.
Thing with you had men and women's sports. Let me tell you some of the directives that, like him or not, that Trump put in place. First, he cleared free speech. You know, you can't be they can't knock you off of social media for something you say. He went and did that. Me and Blow was gonna name this show. You want to be on the plantation? You want to be a slave?
You
again.
want to be a slave?
Yeah, because you want
to be a slave more than you want to be free.
Yeah, you don't want free speech. You want somebody telling you what to say and telling you what to do. I mean, come on, man. And then he turned around, took men out of women's sports, which I don't know. You have to be crazy to even want that.
And then the man said that a man is a man and a woman is a woman.
Absolutely. Stuff that makes common sense. I don't even know how you got anything other than that. I don't even know where you got this nonsense from. I'm telling you, man, that's what we've been pushed on us for the last 4 years. How you do that, man?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Democrats.
Yeah. That's it. What's up, Timo? We see you out there. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. How did you ever even get to that place, man? I'm telling you. Then he turned around and put all those that was back in the military and gave them their money with back pay because they threw them out for not taking that thing in their arms.
The N-word free speech. Wow.
N-word free speech. Well, I mean, you can say the other word, what is the cracker word, whatever that is, K word.
Exactly.
You can say that.
But my thing is that is not where the problem lies.
Exactly.
In America, a liar has the right to be one.
Exactly.
Under freedom of speech. It's up to you to determine. For the life of me, I don't understand how they can keep the lie up and take the truth down.
Absolutely.
We live in a world where they will take the truth down and leave the lie up.
Thank you.
You can still go online right now where they told you if you got that thing in your arm, you couldn't get it.
It wouldn't spread. You couldn't get it or give it, and which is a lie. Which that lie is still up, and everybody knows it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So me and Art go on here and say the opposite.
Yeah.
They take our video down.
Absolutely.
But you okay with that because you worried about somebody saying the N-word.
Exactly.
Ain't no man. Look here, man. Ain't nobody that crazy. They know they get. Man, we in a society now. Somebody go in there and post the N-word, they'll be fired by the morning.
Exactly. We already know that. It's already law. It's already laws on the book. You don't need laws like that.
I call them pale faces. That's it. So I guess giving Elon access to U.S. Treasury payments is okay. Well, I think that
Well, one thing about it, if anybody can pay for it, he can. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, but I think a lot of times you got to understand, and I keep saying this all the time. If me and Art was running the country, if I was president, he was vice president, yeah, I might give him to you.
Exactly.
Because one thing about it, when you got real people running the country, they do what real people would do.
Exactly.
I don't understand why people don't understand this.
Well,
They
yeah.
got mad at Barack for wearing a brown suit.
Yeah.
They definitely
Come on,
gonna be
man.
mad at me when I step out with that Gucci on.
Right, exactly. They'll be upset. I'm telling you. Yeah,
Art and Blow riding in the drop top.
yeah. Art got 30 chains on, you know. Block got 50 diamonds in his watch. And
Yeah.
you mad at that, you know? Doggone.
It's not about if you can pay for it or not. Well, I mean, my thing is, he got him in a role, and that's his role.
I want to talk about this too. He released the Proud Boys. Okay, let's talk about that. Let's put that back up there, Blow. Yes, he released the Proud Boys, and I'm gonna tell you something. Barack Obama should have released everybody convicted of a drug charge. That's the way I felt then, and I feel that now. Everybody, because when the government comes up with a bogus narrative to either trap you off or do something like that, should nobody be charged with it. That's what I feel like. And everybody know by now that the government instigated that January 6th. It's out now, okay? They know that the government had all those agents in there instigating the crowds, okay? So if you instigating the crowds and they do something and you're responsible for that, that's just like they charge you. If me and Blow went somewhere and we was committing any kind of thing and somebody got killed, even though I didn't pull the trigger, they're going to charge me with the same crime that they charged him with. See, the law needs to be applied equally all the way around. You don't pick out nobody just because you don't like them or like what they do or even stand for. That's the problem. Barack Obama didn't do anything. He should have released everybody that was charged under those bogus drug laws that Joe Biden created.
This is what I don't
That's
understand.
what I feel.
And this is the biggest myth that they ever told. That's one of the biggest lies when they say the rich get richer. I'm gonna tell you why. Because when Joe Biden come in office and tell you we go tax the rich, right? All he do is make the price of everything that you got to have go up.
Exactly.
That's it. If I sell all the toilet paper, if I sell all the bottled water, if I sell all the everything that people have to have, and they start taxing me more, I just raise the price and you got to pay for it anyway. These people, see, that's how they trick you. They have your mind thinking stuff that it ain't even. I mean, I don't get it. You don't understand, man. If you taxing me more, the prices just go up.
Absolutely. So you ain't hurting nobody but us when you do that. You
That's
know,
it.
yeah, this is wild. You're right, it's wild. And you said the government had people in the crowd instigating. So I guess, do you feel the D was responsible?
For them, the deal was in the plane crash.
Well,
Man,
I tell you what, no, but from what I've heard and from some of the sources I heard it was a woman flying that plane that flew that helicopter up into that plane. They hadn't released who was doing it right now. They didn't want to release. They hadn't released whether she was a DEI hire or not. I'm just saying, from what I've heard, it was a woman flying that helicopter, flew it up over the thing. Now, when we listened to the guy put that out, aviation and all that was affected by DEI. If she was a DEI hire, that just shows you don't get you're not properly vetted, you don't have the proper training. Now, I'm not saying it was a woman that was in that plane, okay? I don't know who was flying it, but from what I'm hearing, and we'll find out eventually, that's who was flying it. That's who was flying that plane. Yeah, DEI. I'm telling you, man, we listen to these people who ain't nothing. We listen to these people who ain't nothing but hypocrites. And we're gonna show you that they was hypocrites. We got another clip to show you. And we're gonna show you how you've been listening to these same people. You was talking about immigration a while ago. We're gonna show you something about immigration. You know, Trump the bad guy for getting rid of all these people. But we get ready to show you something that you did not know, that you do not know, but now you're going to hear it and know it for the first place. That's why you come here every week. So we show you. We do the research, and we're going to give it to you.
Hey, we're doing stand-up comedy in Los Angeles, Dallas, Texas, Austin, Texas, Baltimore, Hartford, Connecticut, Syracuse, Atlantic City, Levittown, Cohoes, New York, and Providence, Rhode Island. Go Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets. So I just want to remind everybody who are clutching their pearls over Donald Trump's initiative to get rid of criminal illegal migrants in the United States. So this is from that. This has been the policy of Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi. Every Democrat said exactly what Trump is saying and is doing. They in fact, Barack Obama deported way more illegal immigrants than Donald Trump ever did in his term. Did you know that? Hundreds of illegal immigrant criminals arrested, hundreds more flown out of the United States by the military. Okay. And so now I'm going to, and I'm just bracing my liberal friends to come back with excuses. But Jimmy, where is America supposed to get all of our affordable crime now? So here we go. If here's what Barack Obama had to say when he was president.
If you're a criminal, you'll be deported. If you plan to enter the U.S. illegally, your chances of getting caught and sent back just went up. The actions I'm taking are not only lawful, they're the kinds of actions taken by every single Republican president and every single Democratic president for the past half century.
So
What?
that's right. So if the Democrat standards were their own chins, they
We're going to finish this up. We're going to finish that clip up. But that's just to go to show you. Trump the bad guy because he's deporting people. You got Selena Gomez out there crying and stuff, but she wasn't crying when Barack Obama was sending people back. It was okay then, right? Come on, man. Y'all have to stop falling for the okie doke, man. I'm trying to tell you something. Stop falling for these people in these news stations that call themselves news stations. They're not credible, man. They are not credible news sources anymore. That's gone down the drain. When Donald Trump came in, the news went crazy. You know why they went crazy? First of all, he called them out for being a fake, fake news, which that's what they was. That's what they've been doing to us. They've been propagandizing us, and we didn't even know it. Start paying attention out here, man, to what's really going on. Yeah, all the Democrats were saying the same thing. All of them were saying the same thing about deporting. They deported people. They wanted it done. But all of a sudden, Trump is the bad guy. Come on, man. Come on. Pay attention. And you hear a clip or you see a headline and you don't do no more research down to the bottom of that stuff. It's crazy, man. They give you a headline and you run with it. You remember last week when we was telling you about the guy that went on there and said, oh, Trump tweeted out that if you getting child support, you ain't going to get an income tax, which was a lie. And the guy went back and since then come on there and said he was telling a lie, trying to see what everybody said. But that lie went around the world before the truth could even get up out the bed. That's how fast lie will travel. Man, come on, pay attention and slow it down. We're going to get back to it. You got something you saying, Flo?
No, I ain't got nothing to say about that. I mean, you see it coming straight out the man's mouth. Like I say, me and Art, we big on this. I want to hear it come out of his mouth.
Yeah.
They'll sit up there and say the man said something or the man tweeted this. I don't see no tweet nowhere. I ain't heard nothing come out the man's mouth.
Absolutely. Period.
Exactly.
they'd be Mitch McConnell. So of course there weren't. So did you remember the outrage when Obama was saying this? Of course not. It's Barack Obama. He's a person of color. When a person of color deports people, it's okay, unless that person of color is orange. Orange is the wrong color for us. And all my ex-Hollywood friends are going to look at this and go, "Oh, that's got to be a deep fake." He didn't really say that. And then their therapist is going to make a killing dealing with their shit. So, you want to hear it again?
Yes.
If you're a criminal, you'll be deported. If you plan to enter the U.S. illegally, your chances of getting caught and sent back just went up. The actions I'm taking are not only lawful, they're the kinds of actions taken by every single Republican president and every single Democratic president for the past half century.
So the Democrats, they couldn't oppose Donald Trump for a Saturday Night Live sketch. So here's what she has to say. Remember when she used to say this about illegal immigration?
So I think we got to have tough conditions.
Tell people to come out of the shadows. If they've committed a crime, deport them. No questions asked. They're gone.
Oh,
If they,
what?
if they've been working and are law abiding, we should say, here are the conditions for you to stay.
Our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens. In the budget I will present to you, we will try to do more to speed.
That's just a little bit of what you've been getting out of these clowns, but you got a memory hold. You don't remember this stuff, and you put that on hold that these people were saying the same thing. You know, I'm telling you, man, that is crazy. I mean, you do the same thing over and over. You listen to these people, but when somebody else do it, they're the bad guy. You can't even remember them saying that, but they said it. All of them, Hillary, Chuck Schumer, all the prominent Democrats were saying, send them back, deport them, don't give them anything else. But now all of a sudden, it's bad. Selena Gomez up there crying her eyes out, talking about you sending somebody back. Look, man, I'm telling you, the whole thing is, if you break the law, you get punished. We broke the law, we got punished. If we break any laws, we get punished. We get a ticket, we get something. The law strictly says you're breaking. And I'm gonna tell you something else. If you don't believe it, why don't you go somewhere else and break in and see what they do to you? Yeah, you break in and see what they do to you, and you'll find out. You know, you can't go nowhere and do nothing, but you sitting over here crying for somebody else. Go over there and see if you break a law. We had some clips on Chicago. We're not going to show them tonight. Them people up there are furious. See, it don't bother you till it comes to your hometown. Somebody go to Chicago and see. Somebody go up there to Chicago and see what them people dealing with when they got people getting up all their resources. They just automatically jack up $51 million. They pull it out their butt when they got money allotted to black people in black places. They can't get none of it. Yeah, man, come on, man. It's crazy. Trump said it. Cool when they do it. Yeah, it's a problem when I do it. Yeah, absolutely. Trump said that. Yeah, it's a problem when I do it. It's okay when they do it.
We're gonna start calling Trump 2 times.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I'm telling you that. That's crazy, man. Don't do it. I mean, pay attention to what these people are doing to you. We got people right now. They're challenging. Oh man, this is bad. Come on, man. DEI, oh, I done lost all my rights. You ain't lost nothing. Couldn't nobody tell me not one civil right that they lost.
We talk about this all the time. It's okay that racism done flipped.
Yeah.
People don't understand how much racism that the white man experienced right now today.
Exactly. It's called reverse racism.
We talked about that even on the episode when the boat episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
All the black people out there jumping on the white folks with the chair. Everybody posted chairs on their page.
Chair on top of the car. You got a chair up on top of the car, riding around with a chair on it. Come on, man. If that would have been the other way around.
Right. White folks would have jumped on some black people like that and hit grandma on top of the head with a chair. And they posting all this stuff up and down their time. Like people would have been losing their jobs.
Yeah.
People would have been, oh my God.
Their minds. They'd have been losing their mind. That's it. They'd have been losing their whole mind if they'd have been doing something like that, riding around with a chair on top of the car. Come on, man.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they do.
You already do that now. Let a white person post a rope on their page.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
they
man,
can just be trying to show you some rope.
And they'll go crazy. Just like the people at the border was on those horses. Yeah, you whipping people and all that old foolishness they brought out. Yeah. Man, come on, man. It's time for us to stop getting tricked by these people, man. I'm telling you. Stop getting tricked. Stop getting tricked by these people that doing stuff. These people just make up stuff, man, as they go along.
Yeah, just like we had my man say, the rich getting richer. The rich go get richer either way.
Exactly.
If they're not paying a lot of taxes, they already spending out all of the money.
Well, hold it. In the last 4 years was the most upward transfer of money that's ever happened in history. During the Biden years, more money transferred upward than ever in the history of the United States of America. You get more billionaires, more millionaires, become more richer doing that 4 years than you have in any time in the history of the United States. What are you talking about, man? Them people got rich. They got rich out of all that money they've been sending over to Ukraine. Do you actually know where that money go? You couldn't even track the money. They didn't even want you to track that money. And everybody knows Ukraine is the most corrupt doggone place in Europe, period.
Yeah, just like we had the comment and say that they freed the Proud Boys, they also freed the ones that was in there.
Yeah.
How come Biden, what he did, Biden put up a pardon on everybody that was in there on January the 6th?
Absolutely. He pardoned people that didn't even have a charge. So you want to tell me it's not okay to free the Proud Boys? Okay, when all them people was tricked by the government, and you're going to come back and say that, and here Biden is done pardon his son, his brother. Trump could have did that. We didn't show you them clips, but we got them. They asked Trump when he was in office the last time about pardoning himself and his family. Guess what Trump did? He didn't do it. He stuck it out. See, you don't know that because nobody told you that. But it's there if you want me to look it up. I can show it to you next week. Yeah, it's on clip. It's on tape. It's on tape. They asked him about it. Oh, if he do that, you going to pardon your people? No, I don't want to pardon nobody. And he didn't pardon his family. He didn't pardon himself. He could have pardoned himself, but he didn't do it. But come around, Biden pardon everybody. Why are you pardoning all these people presiding over January 6th if they ain't done nothing? Yeah, why you need a pardon if you ain't done nothing illegal or wrong? They destroyed evidence, Liz Cheney and them. They did all of this stuff, brought all them phony charges. They know what they did, man, and he know what they did. And guess who he did left out? For your information, let me tell you who he did leave out of the pardon. He left out Fonnie Willis. He left out Letitia James. He left out Alvin Bragg. All the puppets that were black, he didn't give a pardon to. Wonder why? Jack Smith? Just tell me.
This is all funny. This just goes to show that people won't think for themselves. And yeah, it has to have someone do it for you. Yeah, come on. Common sense is dead.
Absolutely, common sense is dead, Joe. It's deader than all dead get out. Yeah, because ain't nobody thinking. People didn't even have common sense to know that, well, dog, a man shouldn't be a 7-foot wingspan, 250-pound, 6'8" guy shouldn't be swimming in there in the swimming pool with a woman trying to race against her.
And guess what? Guess where the first place trophy at right now? Hey, at his house. Ain't nobody went and picked it up or nothing.
Yeah, and you ain't had nobody outraged about that. Stop it, man.
I'm outraged about it.
Yeah.
When they go get the Woman of the Year award to a man, and my Aunt Mo got Sam Jobs.
Absolutely. Like he deserved it over a real woman.
Hey, I'm going to tell y'all a story. My aunt had a day off today, right?
Right.
She didn't even know how old I was. I told her, it's a shame. It's been 15 years since she had a day off.
Dog,
and she should have been Woman of the Year 10 times in a row.
Absolutely. It's crazy when the past.
When they post fake news, we will listen, do research, and come back with facts, and they won't even read it. Exactly.
Yeah.
They aren't really looking for the truth, to be honest.
No, yeah, they ain't looking for no truth.
No, they ain't looking for the truth.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they ain't looking for the truth. They don't want to hear the truth. I mean, to go along with this sickening that we have.
Jesus. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let them tell her they need another dose.
Michael Phelps with a wig on. Yeah,
that's it. That's it. Out there lapping the pool.
And I'm going to tell you something, man. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to call out the clergy on this, man. I'm going to call out the churches because I ain't heard none of them speaking against this mess. I mean, for real. I heard them speaking against Donald Trump.
Yeah, speaking on behalf of it when you're supposed to be speaking on behalf of the Lord.
Absolutely. I mean, he don't agree with this stuff. And I had them tell me all kind of stuff. Well, I don't agree with a man saying a woman's thing. Listen, man, they got that clip from a man talking to another man. He wasn't saying that to nobody else. You grab this. Men talk to men in certain ways.
Women talk to women.
Exactly. And you know that. So if somebody get a clip of it, you saying that, then they'll catch you on a hot mic or something. Well, that wasn't for you. It just happened to be there. But you don't think men talk like that? Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, it's crazy, man. And I know people have a lot to say about that. Oh, well, men don't do a lot. Me and my wife, we fight about that too. You know what I'm saying? What men shouldn't and should not do. But I'm telling you something, when you get out of pocket like that, that's where a problem come in at. I think the clergy ain't doing enough to denounce. Do y'all know how many kids was unaccounted for during Biden? What was it? Something like 350,000 kids went missing right here in the United States under Biden them. Trump them done found 75,000 of them. I seen something the other day. Said they done already found 75,000 of them. But you had and 50,000 children, and ain't nobody calling that out. Ain't no church calling that out. We talking about kids right here. Yeah, one is too many, Sarah Bell. One is too many. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. One is too many. And you got all these kids. What if that was your child? And Biden them wouldn't even mention it. They wouldn't even look for them kids because they was the one letting them in illegal and letting them get transferred somewhere else and just sending them to anybody. Yeah, and wouldn't even talk about it. The stuff you don't know, man, and the stuff that you ought to know is two different things. Because the media, if you're listening to CNN, CBS, ABC, Fox News, if you're getting your news for any of them, you need another news source. You just can't, you might can compare your news to them or compare to what they don't tell you versus what somebody else tell you. That's how you can get some analysis of what's really going on out here. Otherwise, you're not going to know that. Period. Point blank. That's a fact. You know, now, me and Blow try to come every week, man. We try to come with something new. We're going to come with something new next week. You know, we always coming with something new. We glad y'all join in every week, man. So if you didn't know it, so we trying to make people aware of what's really going on. We ain't out here faking. We out here really trying to figure out what's going on. We ain't trying to lead nobody astray. Yeah, like I said, I had a picture of Oprah. We ain't cleared up. I had a picture of Oprah Winfrey's Money Man she just put on. You know what I'm saying? And he definitely wasn't black. Yeah. So if you're so interested in the people having executives, who is our executive producer? You know, Steve Harvey, all y'all people out here, Charlamagne, who's the top people in y'all place?
Plane wrecks.
Yeah. Yeah, plane wrecks. Like I said, from what I heard, what I'm hearing, the person that was flying that helicopter that flew up into that plane was a woman. Now, that might not have nothing to do with it. Then again, it could. I know one thing Biden put in place in the aviation department that you got to be hiring all these DEI hires, which you know, all you got to do is meet the criteria. You don't have to have no skills or nothing, and you get placed in there. And there's another criteria. Just look around. How many people in important positions did Biden put in the DEI slots that were black? He had that HHS secretary. You didn't know whether that was a man or a woman. He had Pete Buttigieg in there, which he married to a man. I mean, that was transportation secretary. All these people in there, but they ain't mother, they're none black. He put Ketanji Brown Jackson in the Supreme Court, which, I mean, anybody with common sense, man, if you ain't gonna be able to tell me what a woman is, and you're a woman yourself, I still got a problem with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a problem with you being qualified. I'm just telling you, man, come on, man.
You just seen on the San Francisco case, they was talking about the transgender money. They showed the mayor and the senator that they filed the cases to.
Yeah.
The women of
color, but they wasn't black women.
Hispanic.
They was not black women. Out in San Francisco, they had the woman of color, they had the color that they filed lawsuits against. But one of them a black person.
Nope. So
stop thinking you're losing something, man, when you really actually gaining.
No, you ain't even got it. How they hire? They say they hired 300,000 DEI hires, and only 4% of them is black. And you think they taking something by reversing it?
Yeah,
it
exactly.
might be give you
doing you a favor. That's what I'm saying. Probably doing you a favor. Oh man, we thank y'all for joining in today, man. We out of time right now. It's one thing for certain.
Two things for sure.
We gonna tell the truth
because it's time,
and the truth hurts.
It's time to tell the truth.
All right, y'all got your car shops up.
We'll get them